You talked about old dads. Speaking of old dads,
right.
Russell Wilson with the Steelers.
Oh,
is
damn, Russell, he's calling you an old dad. He is a dad. Yes, he is. He is. I don't think he thinks he's old, though. Yeah, you put him there. You're old. He's old. He's old in the NFL locker room.
Exactly.
When you get 30 in an NFL locker room, they start to call you old man. Like, I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
I was like 30, and I was like, damn, I'm the old man guy they're calling. And I didn't even realize they were talking to me. What up, old man? And they just go keep walking by. Right? In Tennessee, I got it all the time. And I was like, damn, I'm the old man. Holy shit. You know, it's crazy.
Who was your coach in Tennessee?
Oh, it was Jeff Fisher.
And he was calling you old man. What the heck? I'm getting it from everywhere. Russell Wilson, not an old man in normal terms, but in football terms, yeah, he's getting up there, trying to have one more run perhaps, or show he's still the guy. 1 year, $1,200,000 deal. So basically taking the minimum with the Steelers and making the Broncos pay $39 million, the remainder of that contract.
That's right. He wants that. He wants to stick it to the Broncos, make them pay every cent they could possibly pay.
Mac Moon says Broncos country, let's ride, peace out, Russ. So he's actually very happy.
What's his new phrase going to be?
That's the question, right? Something about steel.
It's got to be steel. Something
steel.
Steelers Nation, let's steal.
You know what? Maybe
Steelers Nation, let's build steel.
He might need to retire it. He might need to just give up on that whole part of it.
Steelers, let's steal.
Maybe wait for him to be a starting quarterback once again. So I don't know. What do you think is going to happen here? What do you think about the move for Russ? What do you think about the move for the Steelers?
Well, I really like this. All right. Now, we brought up the concerns with Russell Wilson and maybe why it doesn't work with Sean Payton. I mean, not maybe. I mean, I know. I mean, that's why it didn't work, right? Yeah. You know, Sean Payton has a different expectation of how he wants his quarterback to play, how he wants him to operate his offense, right? I think that's the big thing. And Russell Wilson, I think in Sean Payton's eyes, couldn't quite do it to the capacity he would like, right? He's looking for that guy that can handle 9 million plays and 9 million checks. And if the defense does this, check to this. But if the defense does that, I want you to check to that, right? And all of that stuff. And I don't think that's Russell Wilson. So that's where it didn't fit. So, yeah, it didn't make sense in Denver. Russell Wilson's year last year wasn't bad. I wouldn't certainly say it's bad. I'm not going to say it was, oh, my gosh, it was great. It was solid. It was solid. I think that's the thing you would say. He took care of the football for the most part. He had some moments in games where he made some big plays. You could still see he has a big arm, right? There's reluctance at time to maybe, hey, like you always hear me say, the first guy's open, stop looking at the pass rush, right? There's a little bit of that, right? You know, but as far as the Steelers are concerned, right? The word I use is the Steelers need a beacon of hope, right? And I don't think they got that in their quarterback room right now. They don't have the guy that we talk about so much where the locker room believes in that guy. No matter who we play, we got him at quarterback, and we think he can make some magic happen when it's most important, right? And I think that's the thing Russell Wilson will give to the Steelers a little bit, okay? So I know he might not be Russell from 6 or 7 years ago, right? But I still think there's some things there that he can bring to the table that will be what we saw 6 or 7 years ago. The other thing I like about this, and again, you know my thoughts on Kenny Pickett. You know, I like Kenny Pickett, but there's nothing that he does at an elite level. Russell still has an elite arm, and he's an elite down-the-field thrower of the football. I will say that for sure. I don't think they're the type of team that's going to be – see, this is where I like the fit. One, Russell was born in defensive football. He was born and raised with Pete Carroll and the Legion of Boom, right? Where it was, hey, take care of the football. Hey, in doubt, take a sack or throw it away or go run, right? You know, we got a good team. We'll run the ball, our defense. We don't need you, you know, trying to fit 4 balls into a tight window and now we're down 13-0. That's how he was raised, right? Right? Sean Payton wanted to be like, I want you to be Drew Brees, attack and run 90 million plays and check and be the general, right? And he's like, whoa, I don't know how to do that. I'm not that. I'm the guy that kind of plays it conservative. Oh, DK's one-on-one downfield. There's a bomb. Hand the ball off to Marshawn. Hand the ball off here. Oh, I scrambled for a first down. Hey, we're in the game late, and now it's time for Russ Magic, right? That's what he did in Seattle. Pittsburgh is going to like that style of football. And then Mike Tomlin, Arthur Smith, who came from Mike Vrabel, and right, they want to play that way anyways. We're going to play defense. We're going to run the ball. We're going to chew up the clock, right? We'll take a tactical shot down the field every now and then, right? That's what we loved about Ryan Tannehill when he was with Arthur Smith and the Titans. It might have not always been sexy, but there was like 2 or 3 throws every game where he went, oh, they've been running the ball good. They've hit a few intermediate passes. Now they're going to dial up one of their shots for the week, and he would hit it. And that to me is where I think it makes a lot of sense. And the Mike Tomlin style of football, and I think he fits the Arthur Smith style of football, right? Like Arthur Smith had Mariota in Atlanta.
Yep.
Same type of thing, right? Except Mariota doesn't throw the ball like Russell Wilson. So that's where you go, okay, well, that's where it can be a lot better. But you know what I'm trying to say with the style of play? I think that the Steelers and Arthur Smith will play defense, run the ball, be physical. Oh, wait, we're running the ball. They're up here, and Warren's running the ball. Najee's running the ball. It's one-on-one with George Pickens. Hey, Russell, it's time to throw the bomb. Unleash it. Boom. That's where I really like the fit, not only on the field, X's and O's wise, but I do think it is going to make their offense. They're going to finally have a guy, again, that's like, oh, we got a leader. We got a star in the locker room leading us once again, like they did Ben 6-7 years ago, right?
I think that's a big deal.
Yeah, I think it is too.
I think it's a big deal for Russ, too,
Right.
because you came into Denver with such sky-high expectations with what they gave up and what they paid him.
Right.
It's like almost if he didn't play to a top 5 level quarterback, which he has maybe in the past,
Yeah, but
he was
not
already
the
going to be
last
a
two.
disappointment.
Right.
But no, not even close.
Yeah.
So I think it's good for him. I think it's good for them. So what do the odds makers think of it? DraftKings has the Steelers odds now. Ever since the Russell Wilson news dropped, what do they think? Well, before the announcement, they were plus 7,500 to win the Super Bowl. After, they're plus 7,500.
It didn't change.
Basically, their odds to win the AFC improved a little bit.
All right.
Their odds to win the AFC North stayed the same.
Yeah, well, hey, listen, I'm not shocked by that. I mean, the AFC North, I don't give a damn who you bring in at quarterback. The odds are tough. It's Lamar and the Ravens, and it's a Cleveland team, and it's Joe Burrow and the Bengals.
The odds right now are Ravens,
right,
and then Bengals,
right,
and then Browns, and then last at plus 1,000 the Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, I think to sway it, you'd be out there like, well, Patrick Mahomes is on the Chiefs now. Now they're the leaders in it, right?
To the Steelers.
To the Steelers,
Yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Like, it'd have to be somebody like that, especially in that division. But I am excited to see this matchup here. I do. And I think, with Russell having now, let's say, failed, okay, for lack of a better way to say it, over the last 2 years.
I think it's accurate.
I think you're going to get the best, most humble version, and they're going to be like, whoa, we haven't had a quarterback around here on their P's and Q's and dotting the I's and, all over the locker room and the facility like this really ever. I don't know if Big Ben was that guy. Big Ben gave them the beacon of hope. We know that because he was the man. I'm one that sits here and goes, Big Ben in the pantheon of all-time greats is way better than he gets credit for, right? Yeah. I've made comments in the past, like it's close to top 10-ish all time, in my opinion, with Big Ben. In his prime, he was special, right? But he was never like, hey, like a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady in the locker room or an Aaron Rodgers, like, give me all the checks. Hey, guys, we're going to meet. We're going to go over this. We're going to go over that. Hey, coach, I want to check to this play. Like, that's not who Ben was, right?
His signature
I'm not
play
trying
is
to be disrespectful.
5 guys hanging off of him.
Right.
And he's still,
his was a little bit
ball.
more like, hey, let me just go out and play. I'm a natural at this. Don't confuse me too much.
What I will say, though, too, and this is Kenny Pickett now is like an afterthought maybe a little bit to some people, but what I will say is that this is good for the Steelers because if somehow Kenny Pickett does outcompete Russell Wilson now, it's like now Kenny Pickett's stature is raised a little bit, right? If he does actually compete, from the look on your face, you don't think that's going to happen. But, I mean, if it does happen to where Kenny Pickett raises his game and like he becomes that guy,
right,
it's good for the Steelers either way.
It is good for the Steelers either way. I had this conversation with a little today because he was more worried about the tie will go to Pickett, and I'm like, I don't agree with that.
See that I don't.
I agree.
Yeah.
You agree with me. The tie is going to go to Russell. The Russell Wilson's here now.
I'm saying
right?
if
I know,
Kenny
I got
Pickett
you. If he outperformed him,
yeah,
or Russell falters early in the year and Pickett comes in and plays well or better than Russell's playing, you're right. It's going to silence some of the haters that are around Kenny Pickett and all of that.
And his own teammates may believe in him a little bit more.
No doubt about that. I think so. I mean, again, Ahmed, we said here, and I know I told you this in December or whatever, when we were on here, but there was people, even before Pickett got hurt, they were thinking about making a change at quarterback. There was definitely conversations like that going on in Pittsburgh. I mean, about putting Mason Rudolph in. He'll give us a better chance, right? So I think to your point, that speaks to, where they are. And I don't know if the belief is totally there within Kenny Pickett. I really feel like the Steelers have been laying in the weeds for this the whole time. That's my real feeling, right? I think they released the story out there to some trusted allies, right? And didn't tell them that it was probably not true. And we're like, yeah, we're going with Mason Rudolph and Kenny Pickett. And they got their best beat writers to buy into that, right? And then they gave their best beat writers a story of, hey, Russell's about to sign here, okay? And I feel like that it was part of it. They were hoping, hey, let's lay in the weeds. Let's hope we don't have another team that we have to maybe get in a bidding war for Russell Wilson or anything like that. But I like the move. I really do. I think it makes a lot of sense for both sides.
DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL.
Yo, homies, what's up? I know it's the offseason, but it's never the offseason on Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Me and Ahmed Fareed are going to be here for it all. You know, we got free agency. We're going to break it all down. The draft, the rankings of positions. Of course, we're going to unpack it all. Hit subscribe, get to my free agency reactions, 2024 draft rankings, and more. Thanks again for watching. Peace out, homies. See you soon.